Zoom live is start already.
No, it's ended already, brother.
This saw my son mistakenly start and now already start again.
Okay, let me check. Thank you.
But we can't hear
Yes, yes.
Bhante.
Mm.
But it doesn't show muted, just that we can't. Yeah, a lot of newcomers, Sister Elena.
Yes, Sister Kim. Yeah, now we are in Facebook, on
Yeah.
Facebook.
Newcomers, Sister Elena. Yes, Sister Kim.
Good evening, Bhante and all Kalyanamita, Namo Buddhaya and Sukhi Hontu. I'm Aliana and welcome to TRV Friday Sutta Discussion by Bhante Dr. Gangodawila Chandima. Tonight's class is the day 138 of Sutta Discussion class, the fifth class of Cunda Sutta with topic full review. Of Sutta Discussion. Cunda Sutta is the 13th sutta that have been chosen by Bhante Chandima for the sutta discussion. In previous classes, Bhante has discussed about Mangala Sutta, Ratana Sutta, Metta Sutta, Sigalowada Sutta, Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, Sabbasawa Sutta, Pattakama Sutta, Patama Samajivi Sutta, Alawaka Sutta, Dajaga Sutta, Girimananda Sutta, and Chulakama Vimanga Sutta, which Bhante has elaborated those sutta in depth. For those who have missed our previous classes, please check on Ti-Ratana Vihara Amapadana Klang Facebook page and YouTube channel. We have uploaded the previous classes there. We are always welcoming newcomers. Therefore, please share around about this class to other friends and family members so that whoever that wish to join the class via Zoom, where we can engage directly with Bhante, can contact the Vihara through TRV Facebook Messenger or WhatsApp. Or you can join the class from Ti-Ratana Vihara Facebook channel, where we broadcast the Sutta class live on every Friday evening from 8:30 p.m. till 10 p.m. Kuala Lumpur time. Now let me introduce to you about our speaker, Bhante Dr. Gangodawila Chandima, who is the Associate Editor of the Journal of International Buddhist Studies, or JIBS, which is published by the Buddhist Research Institute of Mahachulalongkorn Brajavidya University in Thailand. Bhante also was a previous research fellow at the Center for Studies in Religion and Society, or CSRS, at University of Victoria, Canada. Bhante Dr. Chandima was also Theravada Buddhist chaplain at the University of British Columbia in Vancouver, Canada from year 2012 till 2016. Recently, Bhante has joined the Ateneo de Manila University in Philippines as Assistant Professor of Buddhist Philosophy. Bhante is also the Senior Advisor to Pati Sutta, a virtual Dhamma organization that hosts a weekly online Pali reading class, Sutta discussion, Dhamma talks, and a variety of other Dhamma activities. His Dhamma works can be accessed at www.patisotta.blogspot.com, and we also can follow Bhante at Patisotta Facebook account. Without further ado, we welcome once again Bhante, and as always, thank you very much for the wonderful guidance and teaching. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Liana, can you hear me? Okay, good. Thank you, Ariana. Good evening, Dhamma friends. Welcome back. And today we are going to conduct a full review about the sutta which we've been studying for many weeks. So we got some of the questions. I think some of the questions are not from the sutta actually. They are from general Buddhism. So anyway, so we have 20 now in hand. Maybe you might ask questions as we proceed. So let's get started by respecting the Buddha. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo tassa bhagavatu arahatu samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavatu arahatu samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavatu arahatu samma sambuddhassa. So today we have Aliana, Lim, Kim, Kelvin, Nine Cheng, Wu, Jessica, Margaret, Sadiris, Melinda, Cindy, Yo, Leon, Katie, Sumita, Jun, Yuon, Jacqueline, Corina, Ang, Lily, Alan, Hema, Ochu Wong, Wong Hee, Gan, and Jacob, Kalim. And I think some of the others might join. And I understand that some of the others might join on Facebook as well. Aliana, so Aliana is going to spotlight the questions, right? So she's going to spotlight the questions in the format of a PowerPoint, slide. Oh,
Bhante, can you see my sharing, Bhante?
yes, I can see the sharing. I mean the screen over here. Okay, see the questions. Okay, the first question that was asked by Brother Kelvin, right? And your question is the sutta about how we gain freedom through wisdom by mastering the laws of karma rather than fearing bad rebirths, to which we take control of our destiny and progress towards nirvana. Is the sutta, you are talking about Cunda Sutta, right? Is the Cunda Sutta about how we gain freedom through wisdom? Now, the wisdom that we are talking in the sutta is purity. It is an ethical purity. And in order to do that, we need to understand the law of karma through samadhi rather than fearing bad rebirths. Yes, it is. So, and to which we take control of our own destiny and progress. Brother Ken, would you like to kind of rephrase this question in your simplest way?
I think it's like what I'm trying to say is like we should not read the sutta and like fear certain things. We need to understand what is actually right, what is wrong, and then we can progress towards understanding the truth, and to hopefully one day attain nirvana.
Yeah, definitely. Fear is a reaction to something out of maybe insecurity. This insecurity comes from dosa, hatred. I mean, will I make a mistake? Will I be able to be perfect in my practice? So by understanding what we are supposed to do, we are going to overcome those insecurities, minor, major insecurities. So I don't know whether there is a perception among people that suttas are giving us a sort of I mean, a very bold something that we have to be very scared about life. Karma, you will be punished and you'll be like this, you'll be going through this problem. In our understanding, suttas were certain incidents. They were given on certain incidents on certain people. And depending on those causes and conditions of those people, the Buddha had to pick up certain topics. So people like us, when we are reading in modern day 21st century, need to understand why this sutta was given, and then what could be the practical advice that we can take into our life now, rather than we getting scared about what's happening. Reading a sutta, like even the sutta, like in Chunda Sutta is not something that gives us a lot of such thoughts. Chunda Sutta is very clear about purity. Normally, I think we will be discussing this part with other questions too. Purity to many people comes from external purification, purifying the body, purifying with certain activities, getting a blessing from a sacred person. This is what people understand. No, but the true purity, Buddhism also talks about external purification. We have to take a shower, we have to take care of us, we have to do that too. But the true purification arises from cleansing our own speech, actions, and thoughts. I think there's no reason for us to be scared about. But you are rightly mentioning about karma. I think this topic called karma, to many people, is a place of a lot of surprises and then fears, because the way how they are looking at it. I think we should not be scared of karma. Why? Because we know the way how to engage in kusala karma. If you are engaging in akusala karma, you have to take a lot of caution. You have to be very serious about it, right? Now, in the Ratana Sutta's commentary, we understand the Sotapanna is even very scared of killing an ant. That is our understanding. I mean, Sotapanna is very scared of killing. I think we have to be scared of engaging in akusala activities. That is the fear that we should have, because we know that those karmas will follow us. To engage in the kusala activities, I think we should have a lot of happiness to engage in a lot of kusala karmas. I mean, to taking care of us, to taking care of other people, and what do you call, to protect other things, other people things, to engage in sexual conduct in the proper way as lay people, and to speak the truth, and to use our words to keep everybody in unity, talk polite, courteous, use words, and the last one, to engage in words, to engage in words that are really fruitful, I mean, virtuously. I don't think we have to be scared for these things. I think we have to be scared only if we are going to make a mistake out of those things. So I think the answer to this question is, when you have the proper energy, motivation to engage in the kusala activities, I think we are dispelling our fears about life, because we are in the Dhamma journey. But if we don't know proper Dhamma, yes, we are scared. We don't know what's going to happen to us. This life, next life. At the same time, there should be a rational fear that we have to take into our life to protect us, not to engage, not to step over to the akusala activities. Other than that, reading suttas should not bring us fear. But what if somebody is reading Atanatiya Sutta in the first place? Atanatiya Sutta is about a lot of yakkhas, I mean, they are picturing about yakkhas are going to see the Buddha. Buddha is seeing the yakkhas. Of course, you are getting scared, right? So before we move on to that kind of a sutta, you need to read about the lay people sutta. But if you like to read that kind of a sutta, you should read by understanding that this is a very specific sutta in that historical sense. So I think we should not be scared about, having to read the suttas understanding. But I think it's better to read suttas in a proper way. First, read about your suttas pertaining to the lay life. So gradually, slowly pick up the suttas, and don't try to read as many suttas as you can, because you will be jam in your Dhamma learning at that point, right? Because finally you have to process all those suttas, right? When you process, you don't know how to figure out. Maybe your life might be disturbed, right? Okay, so that is the answer for this question. And then question 2. Liana, would you mind going to the second question? So today all these questions were, put into a PowerPoint by Aliana. So I have to thank her for making that. Normally I do it. How can we apply the suttas into our everyday practice from mindfulness of intention, karmic confidence, rebirth, and purification perspective? Okay, the shortest answer is as a lay. Now you're asking from a layperson perspective. As a layperson, you know what you are supposed to do. 5 precepts, Brahma Vihara. These are the main things, right? You are taking care of your precepts and then you are working towards the Brahma Vihara. Brahma Vihara has all this meditation, everything. And then that is your lay life. And then for the spiritual part in particular, the Noble Eightfold Path. Now think about intention. This is a part of Noble Eightfold Path, right? Samma Sankam, karmic confidence, believing in karma, good and bad karma, the purpose of good and bad karma, the result of good and bad karma is a part of right view, samadhi. Rebirth and purification perspective, all these are part of samadhi, because right view is the most important thing. Now think about this whole sutta study sessions, right? So this was somebody's good intention, right? First, somebody's good right view first, and then that person spread it over to other people, right? If that person hadn't had that particular perspective, this sutta discussion would have not happened. So that means for everything, every good thing, there is a certain element of right view. For every bad thing, killing other people, terrorizing other people, attacking other people, there is wrong view. So that's why Noble Eightfold Path is the one-stop place for all these things, everyday Dhamma life. As a layperson, you have your own 5 precept and 4 Bhatma Vihara, but your spiritual life will be done in one place, that is Noble Eightfold Path. So that's a gradual path. And then when you work on it, you are covering all these perspectives: mindfulness, samma sati, karmic intention, samma sankappa, karmic confidence, rebirth, purification. They are part of samadhi, right? So yeah. If you have any other question, you can ask Brother Kev. Otherwise, we just move on to the other question. Okay, maybe later. Okay. Question number 3. Oh, it's also by Brother Kelvin. What is the ethical and physiological implications of the sutta from empowering through right actions and the danger of wrong views perspective? Okay. Now, what we understand from the Cunda Sutta is that Cunda Sutta motivates us to take responsibility for our actions, which are not erased by rituals, right? And normally people understand when the more that they are involved in the rituals. Now, what are the rituals here? But I think we have to discuss that. Aliana, is it possible for us to time, maybe what could be a good way for this actually? See. Okay. Aliana, it's possible for you to send me this PowerPoint presentation to my WhatsApp. So I'm going to spotlight from here so I can switch this to the gallery view as well. Yeah. During in the meantime, we will talk. Yes. Okay. Until she's sending me. What is the ethical and physiological implications of the sutta from empowering right actions? What are the right actions here? Now the Buddha is taking right. The Buddha is taking what do you call purity in the form of in the form of yeah. Maybe can you just stop the sharing, Aliana, just for a moment? Yeah. Yeah, just stop the sharing, the screen actually. So, yeah, Aliana, what I'm saying is that can you stop the screen sharing? Yes.
Yes, Bhante. Okay.
Okay. Okay, great. Great. It's good. Now I can see all of you. So in the meantime, you are sending me the file, right, to my
Yes,
WhatsApp. So
Bhante.
I'm gonna
Yes, Bhante.
put it from there. Okay. So now in this sutta, Chunda Sutta, Buddha is telling us that our wrong view with regard to purification brings us to dangers. Now, does it mean that certain rituals that you are engaging in the temple, are they going to be null and void? I don't think so. You are continuing to do so. But at the same time, you are going to making sure that the true purification does not come from those activities. So, the answer to this question is that we have to take the responsibility for our actions, which are not going to be erased by rituals. And psychologically speaking, it's very important to, practice right view, because right view can stop any amount of, lack of accountability, especially with regard to the change and our karma. Because when you know that each karma creates a certain vipaka, so you are always working with any activity with this understanding. The back of your head will be that understanding. So that's why it's very important to look at the right view, because right view is the place that helps us to figure out this understanding of the ethical purification. Any question about that?
Bhante,
Yes. Yes.
I would like to bring out this aspect of practicing. Although we understand the Buddha's teaching for us on purification as shown in the Cunda Sutta, we want to practice and purify ourselves. But when a person is experiencing good karma, it is very easy for him to or her to practice diligently. But in the face of harsh karma or bad karma, a lot of turmoil is going into his mind. So even if he want to practice purity, a lot of doubts and various hindrances will arise. For example, he said, I have done everything that the Buddha teaches. I try my best to do it. And yet I have to endure this painful karma. Oh no, I understand. Karma is something that I brought it upon myself. But as a human being, to really to accept it in the absence of attaining any stage of achievement, unless Sotapan and above, if you don't have any of this yet, the struggle within you will become very strong. So how do we overcome it and continue with the faith and the strength? This is the difficulty that people face when they are in bad karma. I hope, Bhante, you understand what I say.
Yeah, I do.
Mm.
We can look at this your situation. Perhaps you are referring to your situation, and
Ah,
how many things happen
yes.
simultaneously. What if
Yeah.
those things that are happening, they are not really comfortable, normal things to you
Ah,
or maybe to other person? So
ah,
this is why we in the Buddhist teachings need to understand causes and conditions. Karma is not a linear thing, like a direct thing. That means when you do a good karma, yes, we are supposed to get the good result, vipaka. But each karma is going through a review. That review is what we call as condition. So in this life, you are doing a lot of good karma. You are listening to Dhamma, maybe you are doing other good karma. But do we know what has been happening in many past lives? You don't have any idea, and we don't have any idea as well. But we are not quick to decide that, okay, if you are going through things that are not happy, that means you must have done some bad karma in the past life. We never know. So that means Buddhism presents an idea: karma, good karma, bad karma, good result, bad karma, bad result. In the Mahakama Vibhanga Sutta, Buddha talks about sometimes even the people who have done a lot of good karma, maybe just because of their mind is good during the time of the death, they might be reborn in a better place, even for a short time. And even bad people to a good place. And then good people sometimes might be thrown into a bad place just for a short time. So karma is that kind of a very unpredictable thing. Rather, you hear from a Dhamma talk that many monks are saying, Adudu Dana, you're getting everything in the next life. I mean, this is kind of a very, what you call, blanket understanding about karma. Yes, this is what we are also saying. But how do these things relate to different people? Only the Buddha can tell you about it, right? So what I can tell you at this point is that, yes, I understand the pain. I understand the difficulty, discomfort, and you are going through. But what you can do is stay positive with regard to what you can do during your lifetime from today. It's difficult, but very challenging, because your whole emotional world can collapse on you. But you still managed to come here. You managed to come join our Sutta discussion, leaving all those problems, behind the door. You had that courage. You have that courage. So I think by engaging in these activities, and then for other times, trying to engage in more kusala activities. It doesn't mean you have to go to a temple all the time. I mean, your speech, like how we say about Chunda Sutta's analysis, purifying your thoughts, purifying your speech, purifying your actions, you are creating a huge amount of, an enormous amount of kusala karmas. That happiness can change. Maybe those new good karmas perhaps can change your foreseeable future. Right? So please place some trust on that. Don't get over by the things that are happening to you. I think they are rejecting you. You think that these things are rejecting your life at the moment. But when you trust about the new good karmas, I think you are motivating yourself. You are believing in the new good karmas. Things can change. I can't say when is that date, but it will be changing. It is changing.
Yeah, I understand that it is changing. So the thing I study about Buddhism also, it says nothing in Buddhism, nothing happens due to coincidence. Everything happens because there is a reason. So
Yeah,
is that correct?
but don't take it as a blanket understanding. Yeah. Because that's why I will get to that. Yes, please continue. Yeah.
So when it happens, what could be the possible reasons for such a thing to happen? Why? How?
No, I
What
don't
is
think.
what is the reason actually? I would like to know what is the reason why this is happening.
I don't think that every thing that is happening to us must have a identifiable reason. Now think about many people died in a flight crash, and is it Is it a collective bad karma? We cannot say that exactly. It may be, might be not. And because the Buddha said that there are many sources for things to happen,
Yeah.
right? Now think about today. Today, you want to practice meditation before you sleep.
Ah.
Just imagine,
Yes.
like when we finish this Sutta study, maybe
Ah.
before 11 o'clock, say, okay, tonight I'm going to practice 5 minutes of metta meditation,
Ah.
right?
Yes.
So, is this your past karma? May I know? No, this is not your past karma. This is your, this is what you are doing by changing your mind. So in Abhidharma, we call it Chitta Niyama. So every time when you change your mind onto the positive side, kusala side, they are not coming always from the past karma. Then why we are trying to do anything? Let us leave everything for the past karma. So when you say that everything must have a reason, that reason is not always coming from the past. That could be a reason now. That could be a reason from the past. That could be a random reason. So don't try to single out the exact source, and you will be tired and you will be frustrated as well. It's better to trust your Dhamma knowledge, courage, motivation, inspiration, and to create new good karma by staying as close as you can towards the Dharma. So that could be the thing. Otherwise, chasing after the source of karma, because the Buddha said, if you overthink about the karma, you will become a mentally sick person. If you overthink about the Buddha, who is the Buddha, how he spent the life, too much about the Buddha, you will become a mentally sick person. If you think about the universe too much, I mean, not like a scientist who want to see from experiments, then if you overthink about the universe, you will become mentally sick. So the Buddha said in one sutta, Achinteya Sutta, there are few things that are unthinkable. Don't think too much. Just do what is necessary for that time. So with the hope and with the Dhamma knowledge that you have, with the practice you have been doing, what I can say is continue and then create your new future. Don't leave everything up to the past. But for the things that are happening to you now, you might think, okay, why did this thing not happen to my friend? Why this thing happened to me? Why everything is very challenging to me in my life? So you are thinking everything is past karma. Maybe to some extent, but then your intention, your future plans, how are they going to happen? They shouldn't happen from the past. The Buddhism always believes you can change the present moment. Thereby, you can change the future. So just trust about it. All right. Yes, Gam, you have a question?
Yeah, I have a question related to karma as well. Like
Okay, I will give a short answer and then
Yeah.
proceed to other questions. Yes, please.
because there are like I don't know, I have learned there are 4 types of karma: the reproductive, the supportive, the obstructive, and the destructive karma. So I don't know whether Brother Brutus is like relating to this or not. Like
Yeah,
oh,
that is a teaching coming under the Abhidhammatta Sangha, one of
oh,
the commentaries written by a Sri Lankan monk in the Polonnaru Anuradhapura period named Anuruddha. So he wrote a book about Abhidhammatta Sangha because this what you call compendium of Abhidhamma. Because Abhidhamma is a very difficult set of books, 7 books, starting from Dhamma Sangani and ending with the Pattanapakana. So nobody can understand. Even a monk cannot understand easily unless they have a thorough knowledge about it. So then one monk in Sri Lanka thought, I should write a compendium covering all these 7 Abhidhamma books. I should write a summary. That book is called Abhidhammatta Sangha. In the Abhidhammatta Sangha, there is a chapter about karma. There he mentions about these 4 um, aspects of karma. We don't find them in the early Buddhist teachings. We don't find them in the Sutta Pitaka, these things. But it's an interesting way. Janaka Kamma, Upattambaka karma, Upapidaka karma, Gataka karma. Now, Janaka karma means, I think it's kind of relevant. Now, when we are reborn into this life, why we were reborn into human is definitely a massive karma. That karma is called Janaka karma. Okay. Then what do you think about Janaka karma? Was it perpetuating after that? Was that Janaka karma perpetuating? No. Then you think about a certain being, a pregnant woman, maybe is going through a miscarriage. A being is reborn in her womb, and then after a certain time, passed away, even without developing that fetus, embryo. Then Janaka karma caused that particular being to be reborn, conception, in a human womb. But then the Janaka karma was not supported by the second karma, Upattambaka karma, supportive karma. Right? So supportive karma must pick up that particular Janaka karma. Now in somebody's case, someone was reborn as a human. After 20 to 25 years, that person going to die. So that Janaka karma created the huge, massive karma that can make someone a human, that supported someone to be born as a human. But the Upattambaka karma, supportive karma, did not help him that much. So the person passed away, right? So there are things like that. But I don't think that you have to be worried about all these things. I mean, if you try to put all these things into certain Dhamma teachings, you will be more worried about it. Rather than you try to understand, yes, things have happened to me, things are happening. It might be a karma, it might not be a karma. The only person who can discuss this is the Buddha, because he could separate out the karma properly. And then to be more focused on what you can do at the moment. All right, so we are going to the next question. The next question is about, let me open the PowerPoint. Oh, that's a very long question. See. Okay. Can you see my screen, folks? Okay, in Cunda Sutta, we learn about kusala, merit, and akusala, demerit. I have experienced it myself in the past and now often see in many who do good deeds to accumulate merits. And it seems that merit is something of a material possession that needs to be accumulated for the good of each only, instead of thinking of the benefits of others. Is this understanding correct? Will this thinking add to the weight of one's grade? Yes, it is adding to the grade, because merit shouldn't be a spiritual currency. Merit is the result of our kusala activities. So I would always say it is a complementary benefit of engaging in the kusala activities. But if you think that there is a transactional value, what can I get out of dana? Why should I go and you offer dana? Because next life I can be reborn as a human. It's a transactional value. You give something, you want to get something out of it. So don't think that it's a spiritual currency. What you are supposed to concern with regard to a dana activity, any other good sila activity, bhavana, meditation activity, is that how much you can purify yourself. How to purify yourself? Go take a nice shower, spiritual shower from the temple. Wash from the temple tap in the kitchen. Is it how you're going to purify? Just waiting for the monks to just sprinkle over your head the water? How to purify yourself?
Practicing kusala.
Go back to Cunda Sutta.
Cunda Sutta.
In this Cunda Sutta, it clearly says the purification only happens to the extent that we understand ethical purity, whether our actions are pure, whether I perform or I don't perform, killing, stealing, sexual misbehavior, whether I lie, whether I don't lie, whether I divide other people through my speech, whether I don't divide other people, when I put them together, whether I speak harsh words to others, whether I speak pleasant words to others, whether I engage in meaningful, virtuous speech, or whether I chit chat and always try to bring lots of garbage of gossip, trashy gossip all the time to people. So you are concerning, am I really concerned about my ethical purity? And so also the mental side. So then, when it comes to merits, I always say, don't take merits alone. I would say merits are complementary things of your kusala activities. So you don't have to think about when someone is talking about that, that person might think this in two ways. One way is that there's someone who is struggling in his life or her life. Yes, definitely this person might not have done enough good, uh, enough kusala activities. That's why, as a consequence of those kusala activities, but what you say as merits are products of the kusala activities. But don't take merits all along. Go engage in kusala activities. Merits are complementary. I think nobody's concerned about complementary benefits. Because they are complementary. If you go to a hotel, when things are complementary, you are not concerned about it because they're complementary. You are concerned about what is not complementary, how to afford that, right? Maybe you might have a glance about, oh, what are the benefits in the package, right? But you are more concerned about how to afford what is not complementary. So in the same understanding, in the same lens, what I'm saying is that we are supposed to be more concerned about kusala engagement. Kusala engagement, kusala, how to engage in kusala, because that is called ethical purity according to the Cunda Sutta. So don't worry about the punya's merits. Worry about whether you can properly practice this purity, ethical purity, kusala activities. Then punyas are coming to you without any effort. But if there is someone so far thinking that I only want to do punya merits, I'm not concerned about kusala activities, that person is engaging in a transactional activity, a business. I can say spiritual business and looking for spiritual transactions, for spiritual currency. That is such a demeaning act that demeans us, that makes us cheap. I mean, we don't have to make us cheap in our spiritual activity. We have to feel good about it. I mean, we have to feel good about that we are properly engaging in this activity. So think about the kusala side, and because merits are products of the kusalas. In the same way, I can use a school example. Let's say there's a student who might say, okay, this examination, I have not got ready. So maybe I would like to go for a C plus. C plus might be the bare minimum to pass that exam. But the student only got ready for C plus, maybe he or she might end up way before C plus. There may be someone who might say, I haven't covered all the materials. Maybe I would like to end up with a A minus. The student who want to get an A minus might end up probably with a B plus, because A minus was the only plan. So he or she will study only for an A minus, but normally if that was your ideal state, you will not get there. But there's a student, when he was asked, what's your plan? I don't want any letter grade. I'm studying well, according to what the professor is saying. I study my materials, I get ready, I use my rational part, I read more than what he or she prescribes in the course. I do well, I'm happy. I don't need a letter grade. And that student will be mostly ending up with an A plus. Why? That person did not engage in the exam with a plan. So in the same way, what I'm saying is that when it comes to activities that you are engaging in the temple or other places, spiritual activities, don't engage by looking at what can I get out of this. That means merits. Engage in how much I can engage in that particular activity according to how the Buddha asks us to do it. Right? So that's the answer to that question. And then The next question is, it's a very good Bhante. Please explain to us what is the meaning of merits in. I think I did answer that question, right? So once again, I want to summarize it. Merits are the products of kusala activities, right? It's like what you need to think about with the Dhammika Upasaka story. Remember the Upasaka Dhammika? I think I shared with you some time ago. Dhammika Upasaka was a very staunch, devout lay follower in the temple. One day, he was very sick. So his daughters, he had maybe 7, 8 daughters, they sent a message to the temple that our father is going to have last time. So can Bhante come and bless him? And then the monks came in. Most of them were unenlightened monks. And they started chanting Satipatthana Sutta. And what happened halfway of Satipatthana Sutta? Dhammika Upasaka stopped the chanting. Stop right there. And then the monks thought he might be very sick now, so better we stop the chanting. And then they told the daughters, your father is very sick maybe, so we want him to rest. We are going to the temple. After a moment of time, he came back to his normal consciousness. He asked from his daughters, where are those monks? And they said, Father, you asked them to stop the chanting, so they went back to the temple. Then he said, no, I didn't ask them to stop the chanting. While I was listening to chanting, there were many devas from different divine, what do you call, cards. They were trying to put a garland around. I said, wait, let me do more good karma in a kusala way. I cannot decide which vehicle I want to get in now. Let me do more activities. If Dhammika Upasaka was looking at merits, I think he would have definitely asked them to put a garland at that point. But Dhammika Upasaka knew, no, I don't need merits at this point because I can create more merits. I can do them very in a good way by engaging in more kusala way. And then in a moment of time, he passed away. So that means as the followers of the Buddha, although we know merits are the comforts, convenient, comfortable things in our life, but they are coming as a result of engaging in kusala activity. So let's more focus on kusala activities. Okay, that's the answer to that question. So what I'm going to do now is that we will read for maybe we'll go and answer these 20 questions, and then we will leave this open for others to ask their questions. So please write down your questions. Question number 6. But is there such a thing as blessings in Buddhism? In other religions, blessings normally conferred by what? Brother Alan Tan. Is Brother Alan Tan here? Over here now? He should be here, right?
Bhante, I'm here.
Okay.
You want me to turn on the video?
No, it's okay. So my question is, yes, there are blessings in Buddhism, but they differ from the theistic idea, the God idea of divine reward. Normally, you understand that other religions say the more you please the God, the more blessings will come to you. In the 1,500 years time, 1,500 before the Buddha's time, years before the Buddha's time in India. So those Aryans who came from Persia at that time, Persia means modern Iran, those people who traveled from Iran and Iraq, the modern Persia, who went to northern India, they were the people who started these early Vedic sutras. And then in these early Vedic sutras, they believed how to create good karma. They said, and to get blessings. They said, we have to please the God. We have to please one god or two god or many gods. So what did they do? They offered a lot of cows to the Brahmins at that time. And maybe they offered some other animals, right? and then they believe that there are blessings. The Buddha said, by killing other animals, by doing as such, you are not getting blessings. If you want to know the real blessings, read Mangala Sutta.
Sutta.
Mangala Sutta gives us the
Yes.
most important explanation about blessings. There are clearly 38 blessings. Take one of the blessings, Majjapanacha Sanyamo. Where is it mentioned? Majjapanacha Sanyamo. Where do you find it? In the Mangala Sutta, right? Majjapana means, what is Majjapana? Drinking. Huh? What kind of drinking? Drinking a Pepsi or Coca-Cola, or drinking some other things? Drinking some other strong drinks. What did the Buddha say? Restrain in drinking, because Buddha said ideally if you don't drink, that's okay, but if you cannot stop it, at least you know the level of your drinking. It's a mangala. But for the people who don't know their limits of drinking, they are drinking. Will that be a blessing for them? Definitely it's not a blessing. Ideally, the Buddha said it's better not to drink, but in the modern society, if you are not able to make it because of your social gatherings, at least you know your limit of not becoming. Don't think that I'm trying to say that drinking is okay, because here Mangala Sutta says clearly, not quitting drinking, not quitting drinking. What did the Buddha say is that sanyamo, discipline with regard to your drinking, is a good Mangala. If you don't have the discipline, you will not be sober at that point. So this is one of the 38 mangalas. So there are mangalas. The most important blessings, mangalas, come to you. Only you follow these 38. And there are other blessings that you get from a temple. They are also important. I'm not saying they are not important. They are also important. But the more important blessings come to you when you create your blessings. So I would say there are two types of blessings. Created blessings, 38 blessings, and chanting blessings. Okay. Compared to other religions, they are saying you have to please the God to get the blessings. Such a very tedious activity. Right? You have to please him, right? You have to please. So the answer is yes, but they differ. So Mangala Sutta tells us the blessings that we have to create. The first blessing is Asevanacha Balan. Never ever have the company with the unwise people. But what if the unwise people are in your family? What to do? Right? I hope that you don't. At that point, you know what to do. You still have the metta for them. You deal with them wisely. We cannot go away from them. You deal with them wisely, because it's important to deal with anybody wisely. Okay, let's go to the next question. The next question, question number 7, is going to be, what is the difference between blessings and merits, or they are the same? It is the same coin, the two sides. Only when you have done kusala activities, the result of the kusala activities will come to you as merits, and merits are synonymous with blessings. Now think about you have done a lot of kusala activities in a past life. Right? As a result of that, in this life, your life has become more comfortable, convenient with many aspects. So it's a direct result of engaging in kusala activities. So merits and blessings are synonymous. Actually, in some cultures, they are saying, look at that person. I think that person's face shows the good karma. Why? Looking at some people who are doing really well, better than them, So blessings and merits are synonymously taken. So that's the difference. So kusala activities, engage in more kusala activities. So then merits in the form of blessings are inevitable. Okay, 8. So you are asking, are they same? Yes, they are same, but in different contexts. Number 8, should we do good because of getting merits, or should we do good because it is a good thing to do? Should we do good because of getting merits? Definitely, I said, don't do things just because you are getting good, because you're going to do them because they are wholesome. That is what the Buddha asked us to do. So we understand that engaging in kusala activities should be done because that is what the Buddha asks us to do. Not that we are getting this and that. We have that understanding. We know that a lot of things in our life can come from karma. So with that understanding, we are engaging kusala activity, but not primarily for getting good things in the next life. Question number 9. When someone is saying thank you and anumodana or sadhu, anumodana, what is the meaning of anumodana? Okay, so anumodana is a Pali term about sharing good karma. Sadhu is, we understand, excellent. So anumodana means, I think, can we think about a moment of time? Let's say you are sharing something with somebody. We did this good karma. At that point, someone might say, sadhu, anumodami. I share your good karmas. I partake in your good karma. So that is a way of sharing happiness, mudita, for your good karma. Modana. So that's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. It's kind of sharing happiness. Because we should not be jealous about somebody's good karma, right? We have to be always happy. So we are sharing that happiness that way. Anumodami sadhu. Question number 10. Okay.
Bhante, sorry, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. The anumodana can we also say rejoice?
Yeah, rejoice, partake in good karma.
Yeah, thank you.
Now, normally people say this when they were hurt. I mean, when they hear someone share something with them, a good thing. So how to reply to this person? Let's say someone is sending something on WhatsApp. I did this thing today. Would you rather say, I'm very jealous of you today, because how come you did good karma all along? Why didn't you tell me to come join and dana, right? Rather than you going to say, Anumoda, sadhu Anumoda. Forget about that jealousy, that kind of thinking, because we want everybody to engage in good karma. Whether you become a sotapanna earlier than all of us, that's a good thing, right? Happy for all these things. So sadhu Anumoda. Okay, question number 11. Came to 12th here. Okay, this was submitted by Sister Cindy Eo. Kindly elaborate on the 4 ahara and relation to right view. Okay. Now, Buddhism talks about food in 4 ways. Maybe I'm going to send you this thing in the chat. These are the 4 aharas which Buddhism talks about. You can see from your, Kabalikara ahara. That means the food that we are eating, right? Food and drinks, beverages that we are eating. Pasahara means contact. We cannot live without contact, right? Now think about eyes, sides, and when the eyes and sides get together, there is a contact. And then
Feeling alive.
there is a eye consciousness happening, right? So we need a contact. So that is also ahara. Now that's why when you are in the house for many days without going out, you feel a little bit bored, right? I want to go out because my pasta is not good at this point. I want to go out and at least to see some people even go for the malls. They go to malls not to buy anything. They want to see how people buy. Interesting. They go and sit down. They want to see how other people buy, how other people do shopping. People, what do you call? People watching, right? So because we want the passa, But the
Hello.
problem is when the passa becomes a sort of craving. But we do understand, yes, passa is necessary for our mentality. Right? It's like you think about you keeping your dog in the house for 2-3 days. They'll become very crazy. Why don't you take me out? You have to walk me today. Right? It's like that kind of pressure. So passa. And mano sanchetana means, what are those food? Karma. Good karma, bad karma. This is the third type of ahara. The last one means vijnana. Now, passa is generally a food when the sense and object going to impinge on each other. But after that, what is happening? This is that impinging is necessary for our thoughts. Our thoughts, our mind process, our consciousness has to be fluid, right? Now think about, since today morning up until now, how were the thoughts happening in your mind stream, right? You really wanted your mind to happen in a good way that you want your mind to be. You don't like to feel that your thought. Some people are saying, today, how are you today? I'm not good today. Why? Maybe more frustrations have come to that person, right? So that means that person's consciousness, the mind, thoughts, they were not uh, becoming as to what that person wanted them to be since the morning. That means our mind needs certain ways to proceed, certain ways to behave. So that means that consciousness, that mind, thoughts need certain ahara. Actually, what are these aharas? These are the objects of the sense faculties: sight, sound, smell, touch, taste, and then thoughts, finally. Because those five are happening, and then finally they are being coordinated. So now, as Sister Cindy is asking, how are they going to connect to Sammaditthi? Actually, you have to read a sutta in the Majjhima Nikaya, Sammaditthi Sutta. Maybe I'm going to send to you. Sammaditthi Sutta. This is called Majjhima Nikaya's number 9. This sutta, if I can remember properly, this sutta is saying, I think 16, maybe 12, 16 to 12 ways of practicing Sammaditthi. So right view can be practiced. Perhaps we can see it here, just to give you an idea. Sammaditthi Sutta says that there are many ways to practice right view. So yeah, so if you can read this. So one of the ways of practice, 16 ways to practice right view. Sammaditthi Sutta says. Sammaditthi Sutta was taught by Arahant Sariputta. Okay. So in this sutta, Arahant Sariputta clearly says there are 16 ways to practice right view. One of the ways is understanding these 4 types of food. How to understand them? How are these food happening? What is the cause of these food? What is the cessation of these food? How are they existing and going to be ceased one day, right? So please read Sammaditthi Sutta, so you will understand how are the 4 food, or 4, some people say 4 nutrients going to work. We are going to the next question. Maybe we will bit of speed up a little bit because of timing. Question number 12. Why the 5th precept is not mentioned in the Cunda Sutta? You are referring to again Suramere Majjhima. Is it the severity of the bodily action is not as high? Sister Hema was asking this question. Okay, now that's a very interesting question. We understand not even the what do you call Cunda Sutta. When you read about the 10 kusala, 10 akusala, you don't see this precept. Why? Because if you look at it, this Suramereya is a part of Sammaditthi. The Suramereya's, what do you call, the scope of the Suramereya is not as high as the other 4 precepts: killing, stealing, sexual misconduct, and Musa. So Suramereya is more likely a preventative precept. Why is it? It's a preventative one. Let's say you drink a lot, you eat a lot, drink a lot, so you are mindless, not mindful, mindless. I mean, you don't know what's happening. Isn't that the moment you can easily engage in akusala? When you lose your real presence of mind, isn't that the place? Think about let's take a very practical example. Someone is drinking a lot. Remember, there was a vegan in Canada at that time, I know. He's a vegan, but he's drinking a lot. But anyways, when you are drinking too much, you are not sober, but you are going to drive. You are not driving as a normal drive. And what will happen to that person? Because of the drinking, because of breaking that precept, you will kill, you will steal someone's life, you will misengage in your sensuality, and perhaps you will lie to the police and law enforcement. So that means Suramereya's breach is the automatic arising of the breach of the other 4. So that means Suramereya is more likely a preventative precept compared to the other 4. The reason why it was not included is that it was not on the surface level as high as the other 4 precepts are talking about the morality or immorality. But please understand, we take it in the implied sense. Now, can you think about this way? Where is the mindfulness in the 5 precepts? Where is the mindfulness in the 10 akusala activities? Not killing, not stealing, not sexually misbehaving, not lying, not doing divisive speech, not using bad words, not engaging gossiping, idle chatting, not being covetous, not having evil, what you call, ill will, not having micchaditi. So where is the Suramereya here? May I know? Where is the 5th precept? 5th precept is under the last one, micchaditi, because micchaditi has the execution of the 10 wrong dittis. So it has to be taken in the implied sense. So that's why you have it as a layperson, these 5 precepts. But in the larger, broader Buddhist concepts, Suramereya is not visible, but it is embedded inside the Noble Truth. I mean, the Noble Eightfold Path. I think that makes sense. And then we are going to the question number 13. Are greed, hatred, and delusion considered as impurities in the mind? Yes, you are right. And it's very common sense. That means lobha, dosa, moha. Actually, these are called as akusala moola. In English, we have to find out the proper meaning. I think you are asking another question about this. In English, in Buddhism, certain Pali words have very specific meaning. Lobha, dosa, moha are what you call akusala roots. You think about a root of something. When you don't cut the roots, again, the plant will be growing, right? So they are akusala roots.
Growing.
And then the akusalas are, the real akusalas are kilesas. We call them defilements, right? You may have heard this from number of Dhammato, defilements, kilesa. So akusala roots and defilements. Then what about upakilesa? They are impurities. That is the name for impurities. So there are 16 impurities given by the Buddha in the Anumana Sutta, in the Majjhima Nikaya. So these are, I would say, kilesas are like mud on your hand. They are mud on your hand. Upakilesas are like dust on your hand. You don't see them all the time. Only you go to a place of light, you go out of your house, maybe when you turn the light on, you will see the dust. But mud, you can feel it, right? You can feel the mud because it's muddy everywhere. So kilesas are pretty bad, very tough stuff. But it's like that when you are not wiping your equipments in your house, right? It will become dusty in a moment of days, right? Couple of days. But when you see them properly, you see that my TV is dusty, my computer is dusty, my table is dusty. I have to wipe them off. They are like impurities. So let's say Loba Dosa Moha as akusala roots, right? And kilesas are defilements, and upakilesas are impurity. Now there are some other words too. Asava. Asava means taints. What are the asavas? Asavas are the discharging place of akusala. Asavas are not connected to this life primarily. They are connected to our sansaric life. Because we are in the sansaric journey, asavas are giving us trouble all the time. Asavas, then akusala mulas, then kilesas, then upakilesa. Finally, there's another one called papancha. This is the full-blown up, full-grown consistency of akusala. Papancha. What is papancha? Mental proliferation. So there's a sutta in the Majjhima Nikaya 89, if I'm not mistaken. Madhupindika Sutta clearly engages in this. How does this proliferation happen? So the Buddha is saying we have to go to the non-proliferation, nippapancha, not papancha. So then now we understand asava, then akusala mula, kilesa, upakilesa, finally papancha. So they carry different context. And the next question, okay, this is 14. I think we go back to the same question. All right. 15. Is ritual cleansing like bathing, touching sacred objects, or praying to the sun enough to? No, definitely no. A big no. This is what we've been studying in the Sutta. These are okay. I mean, if you have a culture, it's okay. But you understand the true purification, cleansing comes from engaging in ethical part. 16. How relevant are the 10 unwholesome karma paths to today's digital life? Digital life. I think most of us are engaged in digital life from morning to some people are even not sleeping and watching all the missed videos the whole night, and they are claiming tomorrow, why can't I sleep? Maybe a bad karma. Your phone is your bad karma. Maybe your Wi-Fi is the bad karma at that point. What is the problem here? So how to make this digital life, a place of understanding? Now, we understand when we are engaging in digital life in our life, we have to make sure that we are not into pisunavacha. Online gossip, toxic social media posts are happening everywhere, especially misinformation. And more importantly, this culture is very important. I mean, definitely there are things that we cannot avoid, but we have to engage in a healthy kusala type of digital engagement. You cannot go away from digital life, but engage with kusala format. What I want to watch today on YouTube, what I want to see on Facebook. If you use, I don't know what other platform, TikTok or whatever, you know what you want to watch. Not that you are blown away with these social media platforms, right? Don't let them control you. So Buddhism is telling you how to mindfully engage in what you really need and how to distance from what you don't need. Definitely, these 10 unwholesome activities, 10 akusala, help us to understand our digital life. And 17, does intention matter more than be? Yes, definitely, because behavior can be a result, mostly it's a result of intent. So we have to make sure we have samma ditti and samma sankalpa, intention. In a modern world obsessed with success, is desire always impure? No, desire is not always impure. That's why a lot of Buddhist leaders have issues in bringing Buddhism into the young people, modern people, because when they are interpreting Buddhism as a place of what do you call loss of purpose, loss of ambition, loss of hope, then nobody will come to Buddhism. So we have to understand Buddhism is a place of lot of hope, but those hopes are not hopes where you bring clinging to that, craving to that. Spiritual hopes, spiritual wishes, spiritual ambitions, right? That's why one speaker got a question when he was going to talk about financial management from Buddhism. And many students ask, how come you talk about Buddhism here? Buddhism always say everything is suffering, anicca, dukkha, anatta. I think you are misinterpreting. You are talking in your personal view. Singaluvada Sutta, Pattakama Sutta, Vyaggapada Sutta. What are those suttas? We never heard of these suttas. Every monk we listen to, they are saying everything is suffering. This is the problem. So the speaker had to kindly say, no, you have read provisionally. Your reading about Buddhism is provisional, not complete. You have to read the suttas properly. Don't pick up the suttas that were given to monks in the first place. They were given to monks in the first place. You need to read them after you read in the lay people's suttas. Oh, that's interesting. And we creating the hope. Definitely desire to be purposeful, desire to grow in a company. They are Buddhist things, but you have to do it without being jealous, without creating craving and clinging. I think we go to the last couple of questions. 19. Can modern speech habits like sarcasm, trolling, empty chit-chat make us ethically impaired? Yes, it depends on your intentions. You want to just waste other people's time, it can be. So I think the Buddha clearly understood people make a lot of akusala not from the speech, not from the actions, not from the mind, but from the speech. So watch your speech so you can minimize things. It doesn't mean time to time you talk to somebody, it doesn't matter. But what is important is that you always talk to other people just to chit chat, just to take their time. When they don't give their time, you become very unhappy. You want to troll them, you want to say different things. So all this is going to be a problem. So watch your speech, be mindful. Last question. What is the most important teaching in this sutta for today's Buddhist? The most important teaching is when it comes to purification, don't look for outside things. Purification is inside job. Be that is done by a monk, nun, or whoever, it is an inside job. It's not an external job. So that is the most important teaching. So whenever you think about what did the Buddha tell me, how to purify myself, it is by purifying my actions, purifying by my speech, purifying by my thoughts. That is the only way to truly purify myself. But Buddha also told us you also need to be a pleasant person. Nobody would like to see that you are disheveled, you are not taking care of yourself, you don't comb your hair, you are disorganized, you are misorganized. Nobody would like to see it. The Buddha also says a really good Buddhist is an organized person. Because nowadays everything is organized, right? Earlier, 20 years ago, there were crimes, but now organized crimes. They are not crimes. They are premeditated, organized crime. So we have to be organized in the proper way, the kusala way, right? So then we need the both purification, but let's put more emphasis on the inner purification, our inner work. So that is how we look at it. So now we can take questions from others. Are there questions that were posted earlier here? Okay, not. I don't think there are questions. Okay, any question? Yes, Sumita, let's make it quick. I mean, short as well.
Bhante, go back to question 18, please. On the spiritual hopes and ambitions, desire to grow. So can Bhante kindly give some suttas reference so that we can read up for our children?
Ambition. Okay, I mean, you can read the Singaluvada Sutta. Singaluvada Sutta, Mangala Sutta, these are the very easy suttas to read. Now, Mangala Sutta, why you have to make sure that you are creating blessings? If you want to attain Nibbana, why do you need blessings?
Yeah, but the more on the ambitious of earning ethically. Just now, Bhante did mention what Vyagyapada Sutta, is it?
Vyaggapada Sutta.
Can I have the name, please? Thank
Okay. There's another name for that. Digajanu. Digajanu Sutta. Okay, I have it here. This is called, this is Vaggapaja Sutta. Okay. Okay, so how can we understand the ambitious nature which the Buddha is talking to us? Let me tell you. First, as lay people, I always encourage you to read about these sutta, Singalovada Sutta. Why did the Buddha ask you to engage in healthy relationships? Why did the Buddha ask you to engage in that? Because he wants you to be ambitious about your life in the proper. When it comes to Digajana Sutta, why did the Buddha say 8 things to Digajana Vaggapaja? Because Digajana was very ambitious, just like other lay people. Right? The Buddha did not talk about anicca dukkha anatta to him. Maybe one day he will understand anicca dukkha, but not now. Right? Sometimes, remember, in some cases, Buddha even didn't want to talk about higher teachings to some people. When Kisa Gautami brought her dead son, he never said, your son already passed away, because Buddha understood her pain. So he has to be first compassionate towards the son. But if this happened today in a different area, people might think differently. How come you bring a dead person to the temple, you know? Maybe you have a mental problem, but Buddha never said that. When Patachara came to the temple naked, what did the Buddha say? Sister, be mindful. That's the only word he said. How come you came to the temple being naked? This is a temple. That's why Buddha understands people's mindset when they are going. That's the compassion part. So this ambition, the fact that Buddha gave lots of ambition to lay people should be read from Mangal Sutta, Singalovada Sutta. There are so many suttas given to lay people. By reading those suttas, you can see the ambition, what kind of ambition he gave. Aliana, you said we skipped this 10th question. Let's go back again. Second question. In the meantime, others can get ready for your questions. Can merits be accumulated like bank deposits, or daily practice will gain merits, or better? Can merits be accumulated like bank? Not exactly. I mean, I said it's not a transaction. It's not spiritual currency. Kobo is asking. This is from Sister Kim. Okay. Or daily practice will gain merit. Okay. Once again, I want to say that let's be more concerned about kusala activities. You are creating lots of good karma, merits by engaging in kusala activity. Only you know how much kusala you are bringing into your dana, you are bringing into your meditation, you are bringing into your chanting. But behind the scene, lots of good karma, merits are being created. But don't worry about how much good karma I'm making. Be worried about whether I engage in the activity in the kusala way. Right? It's like you are trying to eat the curry or dish before you finish eating. It's pretty bad. You haven't finished it. first finish the dish and then try to taste it. Always, what kind of taste is that? Today is a different dish. It hasn't yet been finished. You haven't cooked it. First, finish cooking. Right? First, try to finish it in the proper way, kusala way. Then, yeah. All right. Any other questions?
Bhante.
Bhante,
Yes. Yes.
I
You asked.
speak first. I would like to raise this point. In the absence of any level of achievement, we remain as human beings. And as human beings, we have human weaknesses. So when we undergo certain level of bad karma, our enthusiasm in the practice may be a little bit shaken, you understand, not so strong or something like that. But we still practice lah. Does that mean our practice at this point of time, is it considered a tainted practice?
As I said earlier, don't let whatever the things are happening to you ruin your practice. Let them happen the way they want. Maybe you can change it. And I think perhaps you have come to a certain understanding that everything is out of karma. Maybe not. Maybe yes, that is happening to you. So place more trust about what you can do. That is the most important thing. Otherwise, every day, a lot of things will put you down, right? That is not a good thing. Because then what will happen to your virya, energy, right effort, samma vayama? How much importance are you giving to samma vayama, right effort and virya? Or you are always saying, my samma vayama is not enough and all the bad things I am taking them all. So I can encourage you to work towards your virya, good virya, and then you are creating because your question was ended like, is my practice tainted, right? Tainted means akusala. That means your energy is disturbed by what's happening to you. Why you want to let them disturb your practice? You may go through
Because
challenging
we are
things.
human beings, as I said, we
we
are
all are
human beings. It's
We
a
all are
human
human beings.
weakness.
Yeah, we all are human beings. But the difference between you and a normal, ordinary human being is that you know some amount of dharma, maybe more than that particular person. So I understand this is challenging, but still you can work on your virya and samavayam. Try your level best. Maybe you can see a difference in the way how you feel things compared to how you felt before. Okay, yes, yes.
Bhante, I have a last
Go
call.
to short questions first.
Yeah.
Sumita, then Padma. Yes.
Please go back to number 10 on the four aharas. I want to clarify the item 2, 3, and 4 on the Phassa ahara, Mano Sanchetana, and the Vijnana ahara. Are these mental states ahara different from the first one?
Okay, let me tell you. First one is a
Physical.
edible. It's an edible food.
Yeah.
You can eat. Second one is a mental thing. Third one is a mental thing. It shows your karma. Fourth one is also mental. So 1 physical, 3 mental.
Okay, thank you.
Different states of mental.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, Padma. Yes, please.
Okay, on question 6 about blessings.
Blessings.
Besides the Mangala blessings from the Mangala blessings, can you please expand on the blessings from temple and blessings from chanting for better understanding?
As I said, we need all the blessings. Even if a Muslim person is going to bless us, please do the blessing for me. Blessings are blessings, but we do understand the blessings that touch our heart. Now, when you see that a monk is going to bless you, you feel very happy because you know that this has been there for you. But Buddhism, not that how you feel it, Buddhism, the Buddha has a clear, specific understanding about 2 types of blessings. The first type of blessing is created blessing. That means you have to create those blessings by yourself. Monk cannot do that. Buddha cannot do for you. Nobody can do for you. Only you gonna create those 38 blessings for you. Second type of blessings are chanting blessings. You go to the temple, engaging in those activities, chanting, getting sprinkled water, and then tying a string, they all are chant. So we need both of them, but more importantly, the first type of blessings. Because you cannot go and trouble the monks every day. But they give me a blessing, Yes. Okay.
Chanting ourselves, we can also create a blessing for ourselves.
I couldn't hear that part. What was it?
On chanting, so Bhante mentioned that Bhante said that you go to the temple, they chant the blessings for you. But if we like creation of blessings by ourselves, can we also chanting be included for such
Yes,
creation of
yes.
blessings?
Now think about, you go to the vihara, you that day the Girimananda Sutta is being chanted by or Bojjanga. Okay, so the monks are chanting. At the end, they are doing the blessing, formal blessing. But while you are being in that ceremony, you are going to understand anicca sanya, asubha sanya, adinava sanya, sabbaloke anabirata sanya, anapanasati. So that means your chanting can become your own meditation. So according to the Mangala Sutta, in that Mangala Sutta, it says, what you call at the end, Puttassa loka dhammehi chittang yasana kampati. Asokam viraja. Asokam. Asokam means sorrowlessness. When you listen to the chanting, when you read, when you understand, your sorrow, that your sadness, your grief can go away. So that means even the chanting blessings can be managed, can be channeled, directed to a created blessing. It is not an overlap. It is only your oversight. It is in time of your oversight, you to understand that this is this and that, this is that. But sometimes
created blessing,
chanting
yeah.
blessing can be different, created blessing can be, but sometimes they can merge together.
Thank you, Bhante.
Yeah. Yes, Corina?
Bhante, I just want to ask you, if we were to on the YouTube in the morning and we just follow the chanting, is this considered a blessing as well? And we also learn to chant
It
in
is
a way.
it is another example to what Annie asked just now. Because you turn on that YouTube or cassette or CD. I think nobody has CD cassette nowadays. Let's say a YouTube video. The idea is you want to listen to it. So when you listen to it, if your sorrow go away, if your sadness go away, if you get a lot of ambition for that day, if you get a lot of positivity, that means you are getting the blessing called Asoko. Asoko, Putta, that particular mangala. That means you are creating double blessings at that time.
I see.
Yeah. So it's a good thing. Okay,
Okay,
so we
thank you,
can
Bhante.
take maybe one more question from, yes, if you have a question. And then we will go to the blessing. Any question from anybody else? But this is the last day of the Cunda Sutta, so we're going to pick up another Sutta. Yes,
Bhante?
please.
Bhante, I like yesterday, like what you say that to purify the mind is the is bad. It's good that it overrides the other two, isn't it? Yesterday you mentioned in the class, I heard that to purify the mind, if we do it good in purifying our mind, it helps to take care of the avoiding all evils and doing good.
Yeah.
So the priority is to take care of purifying our mind first, then the speech and the body.
You mean the Sabbapapa Sakarana stance?
Yeah, that's right.
Lot of people say there are three things that all the Buddhas say. Yes, Sabbha Papa Sakarana, to do all the good, to avoid all the akusala, kusala supasampada, to do all the good things, Sachitta Pariyadapana, purify your thoughts. Now I normally say if you have the third one, you have the first two already. Because if your mind is purified, do you think that you engage in akusala? That's already implied. But for normal people, they want some analysis. That's why it was given as such. Okay.
So in other words, we purify the mind, the four impurities of the speech and the body is easily taken care.
You are creating an easy platform for you to engage in kusala activity, because sometimes you know good things. This is good, this is bad, but the platform has not been created by you. You always get into the akusala side. We have to create a safer, a convenient space for us to practice kusala. That's why we get together here too, right? Otherwise, we can do and listen to a Dhamma talk online. Why we get together? Because we need to create that space to discuss and to understand. That is why that platform is very important. platform that
Thank-
come from the mind, purification.
Thank you, Bhante. Thank
All
you.
right. So then
Okay.
we are then formally ending our Cunda Suttas series. We're going to pick up another sutta from next week onwards. So let's reflect upon all the good karmas we've been making so far. May all the good karmas we've been making so far be transferred to all the departed loved ones who passed away in the name of all of us. May they be well and happy. Especially we can think about Brother Gu's son who passed away a few weeks back, and all the other departed ones. May they be well and happy. May they all attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Idam me nyati nang hotu sukita huntu nyatayo. Idam me nyati nang hotu sukita huntu nyatayo. Idam me nyati nang hotu sukita huntu nyatayo. Deva Naga Mahitika. May Deva Naga Mahitika receive all the good karmas. May they be well and happy. May they bless all of you for good health, quality of life, prosperity, safety. These are ambitious too. We need those comforts. Otherwise, we cannot practice our Dhamma journey. So, may Deva Naga Mahitika always protect, bless us for all the good things. May they also be well and happy. May they attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Ittavata cha amhehi sambatang punya sampada sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Ittavata cha amhehi sambatang punya sampadang sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Ittavata cha amhehi sambatang punya sampadang sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Akasattha Chibhummata Devanaga Mahidika Punyantang Anumoditva Chirang Rakhang Tusasana Akasattha Chibhummata Devanaga Mahidika Punyantang Anumoditva Chirang Rakhang Tudisanang Akasattha Chibhummata Devanaga Mahidika Punyantang Anumoditva Chirang Rakhang Tumang Parang Chirang Rakhang Tutwan Sadati. Next, we are going to continue making our Dhammavish. Our Dhammavish is to continue being surrounded with Kalyana Mittas, and may we also become Kalyana Mittas to as many people as we meet in our samsaric life. Thinking this way, we're going to make the wish. Imina punya kammena mami bala samagamu satang samagamu yavanimbana patya. Finally, by thinking, reflecting on all the good karmas throughout this Cunda Sutta's discussion, may all these good karmas, although we initially engage with them in the Kusala way, may all these good karmas be supportive and helpful for all of us to attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu. Abhivadana siddhis nichang vaddha prachayino chattaro dhamma vaddhanti ayuvanno sukhang balang ayuvarukya sampatti sagga sampatti mevacha ato nibbana sampatti iminati samicchatmi. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. With those blessings, wishing you a pleasant night. Till we
Good
see
night,
you.
Bhante.
Bye.
Good night, Bhante. Thank you so
Good night,
much.
Bhante. Thank you.
Bye.
Good night, Bhante. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Good night,
Thank you,
everyone.
Bhante.
Thank you,
Bye,
Bhante. Thank you.
Bhante.
Sadhu, sadhu,
Thank
sadhu.
Thank you,
Sadhu.
Bhante. Sadhu,
Thank you,
sadhu,
everyone.
sadhu. Good
Bye-bye.
night and take
Good night,
care,
everyone.
everybody.
Good night,
Night,
Bhante,
Bhante.
sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.